show you some exercises for your hamstrings. Now, if you are experiencing any kind of hamstring injury, you want to wait on these. If you're feeling any kind of pain, it's not wise to try to stretch or to strengthen the hamstring. Instead, you want to focus on inhibition and stretching and then the basic hamstring exercises I showed you in the previous video. But today I'm going to go over about 3 different exercises and I'll show you variations to them from beginner to more advanced. The main one I want to show you is the deadlift. The deadlift is by far the most efficient exercise a runner can do. And honestly, everybody should be doing the deadlift. The problem with the deadlift is most people do it incorrectly. What you'll see with the deadlift is, I'm going to show you from the side view, is a lot of people will bend over and round their back, which you don't want to do. It puts a lot of strain on that low back. So the proper form for a deadlift is your core is tight. That's the first thing you want to do. You want to engage that core and you want to soften your knees. You want them to bend just slightly. And then as you hold the weight, you're going to come down and you're going to pop the butt out a little bit, but watch my back. See how it's nice and flat? And the hands are going to be close to the legs. And then as I stand up, I'm going to drive all the way through my heels. So you're going to lower about right to there and then all the way through the heels. A lot of people, you'll see them at the gyms, they'll go way down low, reaching, and that's fine, but probably if you've never done the deadlift, I would recommend only going down to your knees, just to save your back, because the last thing you want to do to strengthen your hamstrings is to ruin your lower back. So I'm going to show you first how to do it with the barbell. And the barbell is probably the easiest way to do it. If it's super heavy, be careful how you lift it up, and I'm going to bend my knees to lift it up. And I'm going to bring that barbell close to my legs. Core is in tight, knees slightly bent, and I'm going to tip it over just to my knees and then straight up. Again, tip it over, straight up. I'll come to the side. So one thing to remember, if you're not sure if your form is correct, if you're looking into a mirror and you have any kind of writing on your shirt, you should be able to see your shirt the entire time. So if you're not seeing your shirt, that means your head is down and you're rounding your back, and you don't want to do that. So I think I went over that well enough. Just like this, and then straight up. So that's how you do it with the barbell. Next version is to do it with 2 free weights. If you don't have a barbell, grab 2 free weights. I have 2 15 pounds. I'm going to grab those. And I actually prefer free weights because I feel like they use more stabilizing muscles than the barbell does. So I'm holding them again. Legs are about shoulder width apart, knees slightly bent, tipping over, and then straight up. Again, I'll come to the side, tip it over, driving that weight through the heels. That is with both free weights. So that is the Romanian deadlift. Next, I'm going to show you single leg Romanian deadlift. Now, it's a little more advanced because you're using one leg at a time. You're going to be using that core, stabilization muscles, but it's a great way to do it simply because you're going to find out if one leg is stronger than the other. And it's one way to strengthen your left leg and strengthen the right leg. So single leg, I'm going to hold on, and I would recommend no weights in the beginning until you get your form down. And then this right here, I just have 2 5-pound weights. So I'm going to stand on my left leg. I'm going to bring that right leg up. That right leg's going to come back. I'm tipping over, and then straight up. So you notice when I tip over, I don't know if you can tell, but my leg's a little more wobbly. So I'm engaging more of my leg muscles by doing single leg. My foot is balancing, my calves, and my core. And you want to make sure that you're not rounding that back out, and also that you're not wobbling, so you're not going like this as you do that. You really want to watch yourself in the mirror and just go nice and straight. You want that body to be a nice straight line as you do it. So I'm going to show you from the side, same scenario. You're going to come down, you're going to lift that leg up in the back, very slight bend in the leg that's working. It's mostly straight. And then come up. What I haven't mentioned is how many reps. You want to do about 15 reps each leg, or if you're doing the together, 15 reps, 1 to 2 sets. So that's how you do the deadlifts. Really, really watch yourself in the mirror to make sure you have the proper form, because if you don't, you're gonna bust your back, and we don't want that at all. So next I'm gonna show you the stability ball hamstring curl. And this is one that is recommended by Fit for Life Physical Therapy. Sean Huffman told me this is a great one, and I've done this one for years also. If you don't have a stability ball at home, I'll show you a different version you can use. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna lie down on your back, and you're gonna bring your legs up on that ball. You're gonna lay all the way down, and it's gonna be really important. You're gonna lift your hips up into a bridge position, and you wanna keep those hips up. Right away, I'm stabilizing. Hands down, keep the hips up, and then curl. All the way back out, and curl. So you wanna keep those hips up. Now, if this is too hard on your back, and you're more of a beginner, you can keep your back down, and then just dig your heels into the ball, and then straight out. But you really have to dig your heels in, and you can see how my ball is caving in a little bit because I'm digging them in. That's the only way for you to engage those hamstrings. So if you don't have a stability ball, you don't need one. What you can grab instead is a paper towel, a regular towel, or even a couple pieces of paper. I've seen people use paper plates, but you need a hard surface like a hardwood floor. And this is very effective, believe it or not. So the same thing applies. You're gonna lay down, hands down at your side. You're gonna lift those hips up. You gotta keep them up, and you're gonna curl your legs in, and then straight out. Curl it in, straight out. And do about 15 repetitions. If you're really good, you could do single leg. That's very advanced and very hard to do. Please note that when you're doing the curls on the stability ball and this, you may feel it in your calves also. I've had clients complain that their calves are cramped up. Just take a break. That just means you're not used to it, and it means you're using more of your calf than your hamstring. So just take a break, stretch it out a little bit, and then try it again. So the last exercise I'm going to show you is, it's going to be like a duplicate of what you would see in the gym. It's a lying down curl. So you're going to take a free weight. I've got a 5 pound, but as you become stronger, you can obviously grab a heavier one. And you're going to, it's a little more awkward to get into, but you're going to grab it between your feet. You're going to come on over. You're going to lie down, because if you're up like this, see how my back is arched? I don't want to be working my back. I only want to feel this in my hamstring. So you're going to come all the way down. So I start in that up position, lower, nice and slow. Get back to about right there. Your feet don't need to touch the ground. Pause, and then raise it up, nice and slow. Again, lower, pause, rise it up. Lower, pause, lift it up. That right there is a very effective exercise. And again, I would say 15 repetitions, a couple of sets. I do want to touch on the machines that you have at the gym. If you belong to a gym, and you'll see a lot of people doing hamstring curls, seated hamstring curls on the machines. I'm not a big fan of those. I don't find them as functional movements, because how many times do you sit in a chair and curl your legs with a heavy weight? I don't think we ever do that. So what I like about these are more functional, especially the deadlift. How many times do you go through life bending over and picking things up? And so that's the whole thing about exercise, is you want to make it functional. You want to make it something to help you with everyday life, not just running. So these exercises I've showed you are just the only ones you really need to do for hamstring curls. Skip the ones at the machine, at the gym, and just do these. And as long as you're not feeling any kind of pain, you'll be well on your way to strengthening those hamstrings. Thank you, and see you next time.